Welcome for today's edition of NILECAST News at West Nile Television. In front of the lens is Oracle Benson Pastore, the anchor for tonight's news. Remember, it's the usual program that comes on your way from Mondays to Saturdays from the hour of 7 up to the hour of 8 p.m. Of course, so many things continues to transpire around, and mostly we give you what continues to transpire in West Nile region. We are commencing the stories from Zombo district, and here comes the story. High rate of teenage pregnancy recorded in Zombo district. According to the recent data, the district recorded over 9,000 cases of teenage pregnancy between 2021 up to 2025, with five out of every 100 secondary school girls conceiving every term. This call upon stakeholders to prioritize education and reproductive health awareness to address this vice. Alfred Jawo compiles the story.
Teenage pregnancies are a growing concern in Zombo district. According to recent data, the district recorded over 9,000 cases of teenage pregnancies between 2021 to 2025, with 5 out of every 100 secondary school girls conceiving every term. This alarming trend has prompted local leaders and health officials to sound the alarm, citing cultural norms and economic hardships as key contributors. Samuel Oshaki, District Community Development Officer, Zombo District, said in the last financial year, 3,681 out of 13,961 pregnancies recorded in Zombo District involved teenagers, nearly double the national rate of 14%. Oshaki added that half of the expectant mothers attending antenatal services at health facilities in Zombo District are teenagers aged 15 to 19 years.
Teenage pregnancy, which is one form of gender-based violence, leave alone child abuse. We have 27.7% of our pregnant mothers who are below 18 years. So meaning children constitute about 28% for every 100 mothers who go to antenatal. This is a very serious case of gender-based violence. And we have been working with the different partners to try to address this. We have been working with the justice, law and order sector to enforce. Our biggest challenge is that many parents are not reporting.
Oshaki attributed the surge to economic hardships and lack of financial stability, which can lead to teenage girls engaging in risky behaviors.
Particularly those that relate to children, which we think is a very serious crime. So reporting level is very low. We are trying to empower communities. We have set up structures in the village level to help to report these cases, because once we get the perpetrators, they're dealt with very seriously. Of course, there are also men who are also suffering, but I think men, although we cannot tell the magnitude, men fear, because of the gender stereotype that we are,
Knight Oroma, human rights activist in Zombo district, noted that certain cultural practices and expectations can contribute to the prevalence of teenage pregnancies in Zombo district. Oroma decried limited access to reproductive health information and services, leading to increase of the risk of teenage pregnancies.
They are normally, obviously, they are all over the family, and it is true. Those kind of cases you're telling me, it's actually obvious in the families in Zombo. We shall be ready to defend the women.
Teenage girls may be vulnerable to exploitation and abuse, leading to unintended pregnancies. This calls upon stakeholders to prioritize education and reproductive health awareness to address this crisis. Targeted strategies, including enhanced access to education, reproductive health services, and community-based programs, are necessary to prevent early pregnancies and empower girls. Alfred Jawok, Camilla Stansha, West Nile TV, NILECAST.
Away from that story in Zombo, moving forward to Moyo district, farmers in Moyo district are advised to cultivate for both income and home consumption. This was said during flagging off of over 250 farmers after completing their 2 days agricultural study tour after being taken for practical and hand training from the institute and are expected to translate the knowledge they have acquired into their farms to transform their lives economically. Okumu Dominic is behind the story.
The over 250 farmers from Moyo were taken through practical and hands-on training from the institute and are expected to translate the knowledge they have acquired into their farms to transform their lives economically. Dr. Omala Felix, one of the proprietor Delight Farm Institute, implored the farmers to produce in large scale for both home and income if they are to transform their lives economically and avoid cases of domestic violence in their homes.
We love to do cereals and cereals and cereals. So you find out that many of our domestic violence and so on is based over money on the little food that could have helped our people, young people, to grow. Meaning that they have no cash crop. But we are saying, as government is also saying, that if we can have cash crop, then multiply it with the cereal crop, which is food crop, I think it's a better way of living. Because you have a pressure for cash, you have a pressure for food. So you are handling the same piece of land to have food and have cash.
AEO Patricia Tasasi, the aspiring woman member of parliament who sponsored the tour, explains why she organized the agricultural study tour for the farmers and how she expects the farmers to translate the knowledge and skills to better their lives.
In Moyo district, when you look at the money economy, it's really, really very thin. We don't have money in circulation. The farmers there are facing a lot of challenges, start from environmental, climatic challenges in agriculture. Of course, agriculture is the mainstay in the district. So I thought I could do something differently. Why I brought them here is I want them to come and see and learn what the outside world is doing. They have land, I'm sure, but they don't know how to utilize this land and put it to really commercially, because everybody does subsistence production. The challenge is getting to commercial production where they can have money in their pocket to do many things, school fees, medical bills, and several others. So learning from this farm, looking at the orchards, looking at the maize value chain, looking at all the things that is being done here would open their eyes, so that when they get back home, they will try to adopt, try to do what they have seen here.
Maza Peskovia, one of the farmers who participated in the agricultural tour, say she has learned a number of skills which she will share with her fellow farmers to transform their lives together.
What I learned from here is how to plant mango. I hope when I reach there, I'll just taught them how to plant mangoes, cocoa, coffee, and I'll tell them what I learned from here.
Angozo Abdul Rasid, another farmer, feels the skills and the knowledge he has acquired will go a long way in transforming his family economically.
But I've learned a lot, and from what I've learned, I'm sure I'll be very firm by my own financial. I'll be so grateful and I'll make it. And from all what I've learned from, I will achieve better future. And with fish ponds, a lot of things, and it has given a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills and experience of raising my family in future and even paying school fees and be stable in my family.
Ajugo Motego, another beneficiary from the tour, lauds AEO for the kind gesture, saying this has never happened in the history of Moyo right from the first ever organized elections in the country.
So, linisa ewa kwe kia de bua kare choero arbati mami okoria sera pues di nyesa ke ka nya batinecho te nyebunisa nyebua kwa nyabia ke kanga famile sa tambar batisa airi tere di bati kwa bari marino chaki koro bati karita de ande malitiga marasa sinya dia zalimbialo sa seke mami se andra ne koroke andete Honorable Patricia nede koniro awi mamine ne kore makinya de tinyalera de bati sa malitiga de tar bati kurandre sa se MP ne romba de bamia wi de kite sompa ambusa koro kiede so olor soka ojone adu lete ite da manere ba mbake MPs kinya obidi ya batisa tadean bati dere wa mandra komandalera na yo erizo ijadu be aringa sae.
Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, NILECAST.
Welcome back. Now continuing with what continues to transpire around. This time we are going to the segment of sports. Of course, there are so many things. Countries, remember the domestic leagues already done. Matches in South America, we still have so many leagues from some of the countries we have from Asia and South America still playing, not forgetting about North America, but I can confirm to you for the Africans, most of the top leagues we have in Europe and also in Africa, they are already done. And the focus right now turns to what is happening in the world of gossips. Not forgetting about the FIFA Club World Cup, which is set to commence on Monday. Clubs right now, they are also in preparation ahead of the biggest tournament, one of the biggest tournaments we have in the world of football. I am talking about FIFA Club World Cup. As I said earlier on, this tournament is officially commencing on Monday, and Monday will of course be the 16th of this particular month, and the year remains 2025. But still, some games will be played on Sunday, but the official commencement of it will be on Monday. But before we take a look at some of the trending transfer rumors and gossips, I want to confirm to you games have been played in World Cup qualifiers and also in some of the friendlies, and of course I will have to give you some of the games that of course did transpire. Yesterday we did see in friendlies New Zealand being beaten by Ukraine by 2-1, and USA as United States of America, US did hammer. In fact, we are hammered by Switzerland at home by 4-0, with Ivory Coast settling for a 1-1 draw with the team of Canada, as with the country of Canada. For Mexico, they went on to edge out Turkey by 1-0. These are some of the games, of course, that we are played in friendlies. And also in World Cup qualifiers on Monday, Finland of course did beat Poland by 2-1, with the Netherlands hammering Malta by 8-0. And then Romania had a 2-0 win over the team of Cyprus. And then Austria had to beat San Marino by 4-0, with Latvia settled for 1-1 draw with the country of Albania. And the last game was actually between Serbia and Andorra. In the process, Serbia did beat Andorra by 3-0, and these were the games that we have played, of course, in World Cup qualifiers in Europe. I felt I needed not to leave it out. So many people may want to know how, of course, it's transpiring that side. Let's leave that one there. We go to what's transpiring in the world of gossips. And before I give you some of the transfer rumors and gossips, I want to confirm to you this evening, Kevin De Bruyne, or as KDB, former player for Chelsea who went to Wolfsburg, coming to Manchester City, has got for himself a new club after the expiration of his contract with the Citizens, and officially he has been unveiled as a player for Napoli. I'm talking about the player in the names of Darcy, Kevin De Bruyne, for you. He had almost a decade with the team of Manchester City, winning all the trophies. You talk about FIFA Club World Cup, you mention EFL Cup, you mention English Premier League, you mention UEFA Champions League, so many of them, and officially has already crossed to Italy, a new chapter for him. And this one comes after so many talks had linked him to join one of the clubs we have in Saudi Professional League, but he said no to the lucrative offer. He still wants to play in Europe. Recently, in the World Cup qualifiers, they had a game with Wales, the edge were Wales by 4-3, and he scored that stunner in 80 minutes. That's Kevin De Bruyne for you. That means he's still a player to believe in. We had Scott McTominay, who also crossed from Manchester United to Napoli. That means Napoli, with the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Scott McTominay, plus the rest of the players, of course, will be a very big team to watch in next season's UEFA Champions League. And also moving to Santiago Bernabeu with the Los Blancos, they have already unveiled their new right back in the names of Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Victor Gyökeres right now is growing furious because his current club That's Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon, they are saying he can't leave at 59 million euros. Earlier on, they had agreement that in case a lucrative offer comes, he will be able to leave for either 60 million euros or 59 million euros. But this time, because of the recent form he has been possessing in firing goals, Sporting Lisbon, they are saying no. He's a player who can't be sold just simple like that at 59 million euros. That's the reason as why he's growing furious. He has been linked with a move to several clubs, including teams like Chelsea. You talk about Arsenal, Manchester United, but we are waiting to see if he will be leaving Sporting Lisbon or else will remain their player. And this one takes us to what's transpiring in the world of gossips. We are starting from Anfield. Liverpool are set to swap for Paris Saint-Germain's 22-year-old France forward Bradley Barcola, even after completing a deal for Bayer Leverkusen's German attacker Florian Wirtz, and this has been reported by Sun. Moving to the other part, Aston Villa, Newcastle together with the Spurs are monitoring developments with Jadon Sancho 25 after the England wingers return to Manchester United following his loan spell at Chelsea, and this has been reported by Sun also. Away from that, Everton and Newcastle are leading the race to sign England forward Jack Grealish, 29, from Manchester City this summer, and this has been reported by Football Insider. Moving to German, Bayer Leverkusen are considering a move for Liverpool defender Jarell Quansah, 22 years of age, and also back to Liverpool. Uruguay striker Darwin Núñez is likely to leave Liverpool this summer with the Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal making contact about the 25-year-old this week. Núñez, though, is understood to favor staying in Europe with a move to either Spain or Italy his preference, and this has been reported by Mira. Moving to Spain, Athletic Bilbao hope to agree a pay rise and contract extension with 22-year-old Spain winger Nico Williams to stave off interest from Bayern Munich, Arsenal, and Chelsea, and this has been reported by Marca in Spanish. The clubs have just mentioned that the clubs that are very much interested in the signature of Nico Williams. Meanwhile, Williams has told Bayern Munich he's open to a move to Germany, and his management is in talks with the Bundesliga champions, and this has been reported by Sky Sports in Germany. Still keeping the tab within German winger Leroy Sané, 29, has rejected an offer from Al Hilal and agreed to join Galatasaray after talks over a new contract with Bayern Munich failed, and this has been reported by Sky Sport German. Coming back to English soil, Everton, Wolves and Fulham are eyeing a move for 32-year-old Czech Republic right-back Vladimir Koufal, who is a free agent after leaving West Ham, and he has been one of the longest-serving players for the team of West Ham, and this has been reported by Football Insider. Away from that, but still within England, Nottingham Forest are rivaling Leeds and Sunderland for 31-year-old Mozambique left-back Reinildo Mandava, who is out of contract with Atletico Madrid this summer, and this has been reported by Team Talk. Moving to Spain, Real Betis have offered a 3-year deal to Dominican Republic left-back Junior Firpo, whose Leeds contract is set to expire, although the 28-year-old is also considering an offer to stay at Elland Road and another from Lyon, and this has been reported by Mundo Deportivo in Spanish. Coming to London, that's in England, Chelsea have put Serbia goalkeeper Georgi Petrovic up for sale, with Leeds among the clubs interested in signing the 25-year-old. This has been reported by Team Talk. Moving to Manchester City, the club are close to reaching an agreement to sign Rosenborg's 18-year-old Norwegian midfielder Sivia Halseth Nipan, and this has been reported by Athletic. Moving to South America, River Plate's Argentina midfielder Franco Mastantuono, 17 years of age, has agreed to join Real Madrid in August, and this has been reported by AS in Spanish. And lastly for you, before I leave the studios, Brazil forward Rodrigo, 24, wants to stay at Real Madrid and establish himself under new coach Xabi Alonso, and this has been reported by Marca in Spanish. With that, I should say we have come to the conclusion of today's edition of NILECAST News at Western Television. And what I want to say is thanks for being part of it from the beginning up to the end of it. What I want to say is have the best of your moments till tomorrow at the same time in the same television.